had a busy summer, but we're here cooking with Pam and Amy. Well, mostly Amy. I'm always behind the scenes cleaning. I help prep.
Yes, she does.
But I'm behind the scenes.
There you go.
So today we have a special treat. We are going to barbecue a roasted chicken
on a beer can.
Go figure.
The ultimate summer.
Yeah.
But I think this would work the same if you want on a alcohol-free beer. If people would like to do that.
It's kind of like cooking with wine. It cooks the alcohol out. You're not putting the beer in the chicken.
Nope.
You just literally put the chicken on top of the can.
Open so that it kind of just bubbles and it makes it so super moist. It's really awesome.
And then we have a made-up recipe. The other night we got back from Texas and we had no food in the house. Well, we had one zucchini from my sister's garden and I defrosted a pound of hamburger and Amy created this delicious meal. So I said, you need to make a recipe of that. So we're going to see how it comes out.
Again, right? If I can duplicate it. Actually, I've done it 3 times last week for other clients too.
Yeah. So you never know what you can pull out of your refrigerator and create a meal.
Right.
Just on what you had. I think Amy had some onion in her fridge and then she had her seasoning, but it was delicious. And then the last one, we are just going to go over a whole bunch of summer topping for salads.
Smorgasbord of
it's the
salad.
best time to have salads right now, and so Amy's just going to give us lots of tips on some yummy summer salads. So before we get started, we have an announcement. You've probably seen us posting all over Facebook. We have a 20-day weight loss tips that we've been putting out there. So
20 reasons.
20 reasons why you can't lose weight.
Uh-huh.
So what we have planned to kind of end this 20 reasons why is a 21-day restart, which is basically a cleanse, but nobody likes that terminology. So if you're confused on what a restart is basically just resetting our body. You'll just get rid of the junk that you've been eating and just kind of clean everything out. So it's 21 days of real food. It's very specific of what you do on what day. So we have been giving you guys 6 months of free recipes. Not a dime, no recipes book to buy. You have been getting all of our recipes for free. And so now we are changing our tune a little bit. We are doing a cleanse. There is a charge. And for the month of September, the ones that join our cleanse will be getting those recipes. We're going to be taking the recipes in the cleanse and be making them on Monday.
From the book. There's a whole manuscript, that we've created.
Like a 40-page book.
Yeah.
So you will be getting the recipes in the book. And we will be doing the classes in a private cleanse Facebook group. So whoever joins the cleanse. We have about 5 people signed up. We've just shot it out there. So we're going to have maybe 2 groups of 10, or if we can do a group of 20, we'll do that. So we are asking you that if you want to get a restart, kind of a kickstart on your health and not wait till January, maybe lose a few extra pounds. If you don't need to lose weight, it's still really good to do a cleanse. My blog today is going to be on why a cleanse is important, why detoxing is important. We're exposed to so much stuff that it's really important to do 1 or 2 a year. So if you want to do this, we would love to have you. You can put down in the comments that you're interested. We'll send you more information. All we're doing is sending you an email with the information and then an invoice for the cost of the cleanse, which is $297. That's 3 appointments with Amy and I. And if you bring in a friend that joins the cleanse, you will get 1 private call with Pam and Amy. So it's awesome. It's pretty cheap for a cleanse because you're getting all the instructions and free appointments, and you're getting us. So we ask you, if you are interested and would love to join us, just put interested down there. We'd love to have you.
No, hashtag I am in.
Oh yes,
Let's
hashtag
keep this exciting.
I am in.
There you go.
And then we'll send you the information.
Yes.
So, let's get cooking.
All right, guys. Today's going to be fun. Here, I'll hand you that, my dear. Her listy list. And simplicity is my passion because the kitchen should be fun. You should have stuff in your refrigerator all ready to throw stuff together. It makes life simpler, and you can do all of this in 1 day because I'm going to teach you how, and it's super simple if you get into the routine of it. And the shopping list that I send, if you get into the routine of filling that out, figuring out the order in which your grocery store is, so you're going from one block to the next on those things. You can do this. You can make it simplified and not stressful. And hey, even with click lists now, it's even easier. You just set your time, you pick up your stuff, and then you bring it home and you can cook for 2 hours, and bada bing, bada bing. All you need is a fairy who will clean up after you. So if you have that, you're in good condition. If not, sorry, we all have dishwasher hands. I know I do. But I'm going to start with making this zucchini beef goulash, or I don't know, creation. It just came to me because this is the ingredients we had. It turned out so good that Pam's like, you should write the recipe. So I practiced doing it again so I could make it duplicatable. And I cooked it for 3 different clients last week, and everybody's loved it so far, so I hope you guys too. So we're going to start with some onion. Get my pan going here. Use our handy dandy, we love, avocado/coconut oil, because it doesn't have a taste. Cooks stuff really well, high heat, doesn't change flavoring, super good. I always have on hand some of my magic mushroom spice. Okay, this stuff is awesome. If you want to add some flavor, just give a punch to something. This goes really great. Even on scrambled eggs. I had somebody had it and they put it on scrambled eggs. It's like, oh, that's pretty good. So if you want to give a little kick to something, that's usually good. I'm going to wait for that to get hot. In the meantime, I've collected, or on the menu, I just wanted to have you experience what it's like if you have a whole bunch of chopped vegetables in your fridge. And we're going to be doing the chicken. So when that was done, you would be deboning it, having your chicken set aside. You can put some Italian spice on one, do the kale salad. You can do, and these have all been that salads that we've done, but the broccoli, there's chopped broccoli, but let me think. I'm trying to say coleslaw, that's the one. Coleslaw, put some barbecue on the chicken, and you've got your coleslaw salad. You should always have mayonnaise in the refrigerator, or some of the spice vinaigrettes, stuff like that. The ones I featured on the shopping list this time were the barbecue slaw dressing, the green goddess, and what other one did I put on there? It's on the, yeah.
Just magic mushroom,
okay.
green
It was just
goddess.
those two actually. So I always keep mayonnaise on hand. It lasts in the refrigerator a month, 4 to 6 weeks. So if you, and I make a big thing of it, but I'm always taking it to clients too. So I go through a lot of it. But it's always just a good idea to have that on hand and have, you know, your pre-mixed spices like this. We're going to be using the barbecue chicken leg spice, which I had made for the air fryer chicken legs that we did. And those are all in Getting Spicy, which you can find on Thursday in the Hot Topics tab on the web, in the Facebook group. So if you're looking for hot topics, or popular topics, I think they call it, you can go into Thursdays, and all of the spices that I talk about, all the mixes, the dressings, they're all in there as a video, really short. I think the longest one we've ever done is like 5 or 6 minutes.
They're also on our website.
Oh yes, and they're on our
and
website.
YouTube.
That's right. See, she is awesome behind the scenes person. I don't even know how this stuff works. But they're on our website. Building Your Healthy Foundation. We've simplified things here so that you have Building Your Healthy Foundation group, and you can go straight to our website, buildingyourhealthyfoundation.com, and you'll look under, what's the tab?
It's under the YouTube,
YouTube.
tab. Or
Because we're on
Connect.
YouTube too.
Connect and then
Yeah.
YouTube.
So it'll go to there. So it's easy to find, guys. I want to make this so much fun and so easy for you to be able to enjoy your kitchens, because I know I enjoy mine, and it makes a huge difference because I didn't used to. I used to dread being in here, and I know how awful that feels, and I just want to instill in you the fire and the excitement of being prepared, and then things will just fly by. So we've got some veggies to chop. We're going to do the chickens. Right now they're in a nice warm bath because they need to defrost a little bit more on the inside. And it's really fun. The way that they stand up on the beer can is hilarious. And when they're all cooked, they look like little dancers. It's pretty cool. And yeah, so let's get started with our onion. This is a lot of onion. I chopped a huge Walla Walla. Right now they're gorgeous. I'm going to do a little bit less. There, I'm saving some for our salads later. So there you go. into a salad if you need a little bit extra sauce, and you're good to go. Let's see what my favorites are here. I did put some oil in there and let it get hot. Now I'm going to let my onions soak it in a little bit, and then I'm going to put the spice in there. About a tablespoon is good. Oh, fix the lid. Okay. The really cool thing, the first time I made this, I actually was afraid that I used a little too much of the spice because it was kind of salty, because the main ingredient in that is salt. And so that's why I decided to put the coconut milk into it, and that's what really made it amazing. So if you're tasting it once the meat is cooked and you're like, oh no, it's a little bit salty, don't worry, because the coconut milk will mellow it right out and just make it super yummy. And I'm not going to use anything to thicken it, but you can if that's a preference. So, but over the cauliflower rice, it's really yummy, or just regular rice. You can also do rice noodles, or I know the egg noodles are really good too. I have a client that found some organic egg noodles that are super cool, and we had them put those over that. So I haven't heard any complaints yet, so I'm going to assume everything's good. And that spicy stuff, and I'm gonna, it's making me sneeze. What do you do? Look at the light. Okay. Step back in. You want your onions to kind of start to go translucent. Got some good spice in there. You can see that. Oh, I love this mushroom stuff. If you wanted to do this vegetarian, you would leave out the meat and slice up some mushrooms, put those in there. I think that would be a perfect combo. And get rid of your meat, no problem. Or you could even do less meat and some mushrooms in there. We'll just make it nice and chunky the same way, and super yummy. So. And our cleanse coming up, a lot of the recipes are going to be lovely. They're simple. I love, it's just getting back to eating real foods, focusing on that. The reason why we're putting together the group is just so that you have the support to do it. And 21 days is a great period of time to just reset our bodies, and it's going to be really cool. So Pam and I will be doing it along with you guys, and we're excited. So, got that going? I'm gonna, oh, here's my zucchini. So, you can chop the zucchini. I had some bigger ones the first time, and if they're about that big around, cut them into quarters, and then just slice them this way, or use our handy dandy mandolin, which, where did my knife go? If you're gonna use the mandolin, do not cut off this stem, because that will give you a handle. And I'm going to be a good girl and put on my glove. The cool thing about prepping all these veggies for salads is that you have a mandolin, if you do. It makes it go super fast. So, these zucchini get pretty soft and really just melt into the onions. So you can, I've considered, and I might practice with it a little bit later another time, is salt pureeing these so they would be crunchy. But I really liked how they turned out just being melded into the whole thing. So, alright, we've got some good onion juices starting to break out of here. I'm going to throw in our zucchini. So you see that I used the larger blade on the mandolin. That's just so that it doesn't totally go to mush. So you do want your pieces to be somewhat thick, kind of like a pencil. It works like that. Right now. If any of you do the chicken later with a non-alcoholic beer, you know what we should have done is I should have gotten one regular and one non-alcoholic so that I could figure out the difference. There's thinking ahead. We'll have to do that next time. And what I really want you guys to do once you cook these chickens, once you cook your chicken, is when you debone it, you keep all of the drippings, you keep the skin and the bones, and freeze them in a bag because we're going to use them to make bone broth in 2 weeks for our restart. So at this point, when you know you're going to start doing something like that and you want to make bone broth also as fall is coming, and you know that you want to be doing some bone broth, you want to keep all your celery stems and things like that. I just stuff them in a bag with the carcass, throw them in the freezer. I have odd bags of stuff veggies that I know I'm not going to be able to use, and I'll throw them in the freezer so I can throw them into making stock. I made stock last week, and ooh, it was amazing. And I saw a quote today. I'm going to have to write what it said. I liked it. It was about bone broth. Something about bone broth keeps you from being dead or something. It was pretty silly. But it heals. Somehow, some way.
Very healing.
Huh? Very healing. It's good stuff. Alright, there's my zucchini bowl. So I did grab an apple. That was on the list of stuff. And I'm not going to cut that up though until you would actually be putting it on the salad. Just because you want that to be fresh. It's good. If you wanted to add wheat, I have a really cool breakfast hash that we're going to do this next month. And it's got zucchini that's salt cured, and onion and apple in it. And garam masala spice, which is an Indian spice. And then turkey. And it's yummy, yummy, yummy. And you can take or leave the turkey, and it's still amazing. So that will be a fun one to do. I'm really excited that we're finding things that are vegan, or you can add your meat to it, because we're really trying to go veggie heavy, veggie forward, veggie whatever you want to call it. But thinking of what vegetables you want to eat and then pairing it with a little bit of protein from your meat is ideal. We are finding more and more people, their bodies are responding better to having more veggies. You know, we've been told that forever, right? It's really true. And going with as much vegetables forward as you can is good. So it takes a little bit of changing in your thinking. You have to go from, okay, I want to have this meat tonight, and let's see what vegetables should we put with it. I know that's been my mentality for a long time. And trying to switch that to, okay, I found these great vegetables, what kind of protein do I want to add to it? And it doesn't always have to be meat. It can be beans, it can be legumes and stuff.
Quinoa.
Quinoa. There you go. Flinging onions.
Nico laughed at you about your bone broth.
Who is?
Nico.
Bone broth is yummy. I just saw that quote. Where did I see it?
I think it was in our cleanse.
Is it in the writing of our cleanse? Okay. Yeah, that's right, because we were just doing some editing on that earlier today. My gosh, fall is going to be so exciting. I can't believe August is almost over. How in the world is this even possible? But just as it is in the spring and summer to get into the whole salad season, I'm really excited to get back into the warm, cozy foods and casseroles and soups. That was good. And this beef and zucchini was like, we were so excited to be home, and it was the perfect comfort food. And it's guiltless comfort food. So now what I'm going to suggest you guys put this over is the cauliflower rice. And there is in Getting Saucy, which, like I said, is on our Facebook group under Thursday Hot Topics, or it's also on our website, which is buildingyourhealthyfoundation.com. Under our YouTube channel is all of our spices, quick prep veggies like the cauliflower rice, how to make mayonnaise. All those things are there. Quick little videos to simplify, so we don't clog up here, but you can go and look at them. And I really wanted those things to be in short clips, so you didn't have to forward through a whole hour of me cooking and talking to find a 2-minute segment on how to make certain spices. So this is all good. All right, this is smelling wonderful. I'd say the zucchini is about half cooked, so I'm going to put our meat in here.
Nico said you blew her mind about thinking veggies first and then protein.
Yee! I know, it's like, oh.
Plant forward.
What? I guess that's probably a good idea, huh? I'm not saying, I mean, you know, people are always afraid as a health coach that Pam and I are going to stop them from eating something that they love. And a lot of people love meat. So we don't do that, though. We say, you know, we need to have good balance. It's all about building your healthy foundation and how you support that, how you support your body. And some people's bodies need to not have meat proteins. We know several clients that can't have it. It actually hurts them. But bone broth is still good for them and it's healing. And so it's about finding out what's right for you and understanding that everybody's different. And oh man, we love working with people, and each test we get back is different, and we get to coach those people through banning them from chocolate for 30 days or chicken, which is their two favorite things, and we do it, and we're there to just encourage and cheerlead you through it, because if you can get through that, if you can get the inflammation down, then chances are you would be able to eat those foods, but they're just not working for you when you're inflamed. It's as simple as that. I'm not actually get out. It's my handy dandy chopper. Instead of trying to do it like that.
So if someone wanted to eliminate meat in this, would you just suggest to do it with quinoa?
You could do it, well, no, yes, you could do quinoa, but I said earlier we could do mushrooms. So instead of meat, use mushrooms, because those are kind of a nice thick consistency. Because the thing about this recipe that is that comfort food is the texture of it. And so you could add mushrooms to it. You could put it over quinoa though, just as it is, with the beef or without the beef. You could put it over quinoa instead of the cauliflower rice, which would be super good. Yeah, you could do this with turkey. And go from there. Or even more just cauliflower in there. I'm trying to think of what other kind of salad. The mushroom is just the coolest vegetable. Super cool. So, I'm going to let that get hot for a minute. It's all nice and broken out. Love these things. If you don't have one of these in your kitchen, sometimes it'll be only once every 2 months that you use it, but when you need it, it's awesome. I know Pam got hers from Pampered Chef. I got mine, it's a Pampered Chef. How did I get mine? Do I have yours?
I don't know.
I didn't think mine was Pampered Chef. Maybe it is. I've had it a long time. That's funny. I think actually my girlfriend got me this, so. Ha ha. There you go. But I know I've seen them at Fred Meyer's. I think Good Grips makes them too. And they're good to go. Alright, this is nice and simmery, sizzly. I was kind of just browning the meat in the center, getting it all broken up, and now I'm going to mix the zucchini and the onions that were cooking around the outside right into it. And you really want to smell that mushroom spice. If you can smell it, then you've got enough on there. If you can't smell it, you're probably not going to taste it. So that's my rule of thumb on these things. And if you can smell something you don't like, add more of the spice you do like, and you'll be good to go. Alright, this is just going to simmer like that. Get this put away. I wanted to show you what I have in my kitchen always is these kinds of things. Can you see me over here? Maybe a little bit?
Sorry, that was bumpy.
Okay. So I always have these jars on my counter filled with nuts. I started doing that a long time ago when my kids wanted a snack. And I would say, go get a handful of nuts. Or I've got some dried cranberries here. I always have toasted almonds because those are amazing on salads. And my walnuts I actually salt here so that you can digest them easier. And they're super yummy that way. And then our cashews, which I think cashews are one of the least good for you nuts. They've got good fats in them. them, but I've had lots of people that have allergies to them.
Peanuts are probably the worst, but
And
they're not
peanuts.
really nuts.
Yeah, right? So, I know my favorite new thing is cashew yogurt. Oh my goodness. It is yummy, it is thick, like yogurt, like what you think of natural yogurt, whole milk yogurt. So that's a good one. But I always have this because then you can throw something together. You can throw your salads together. You always have some good veggies in there and you're good to go. Just having a few preparedness things. Always good. Alright. That's looking amazing. I'm smelling pretty good. I'm going to put just a tad bit more of this on there because I like it. And also in the recipe it calls for 1 pound of meat and I put in 2. So we added extra veggies as well because we're cooking for a crowd today. There we go. That's going to sit. Now, the fun part, chopping lots of veggies. I'm going to grab your bowls. Dun dun. So look at this. Get a fun bowl set and then just chop stuff. Let's choose this one for our, and if you have this lucky thing, you can do all kinds of stuff. We're going to do our cabbage. There's 2 ways you can do the cabbage. I usually do it on the thinnest of these. Remember when you're cutting it into quarters, to leave the core in there. I didn't do a very good job with this one. So leave the core because it keeps all the leaves together. If we do this, we get our coleslaw, and then all you can do is add a little apple to it and some carrot, and you can make your slaw dressing. Also, we want to do some taco salads this week, so we're going to take some of the roasted chicken and put some of our fajita mix spices on it, saute it a little bit in some oil, or even just a little bit of water, so you add to it, kind of like you do with those seasoning packs. Same concept, you already have your meat cooked. You add some of that dry spice, a little bit of water, and then let it simmer down and get rid of the water, and that's how you can season that meat easily. And then we're going to use some shredded cabbage. We bought some shredded cheese and salsa to make those kind of salads. And then, if you have kids, that's a really easy thing to make tacos or quesadillas. Simple fast foods. It'll be good. I always like to have shredded cabbage. You know what? Because this stuff will keep. I know I have a bag of it in my refrigerator as we speak. It keeps for like 3 weeks. Down to the fingers. Then, always good snacking on veggies. Alright, and you know me, I like to mix my colors. Look at all the cool colors we have. Imagine if you went to the store and you picked out vegetables by their color. So you made sure that you had, this week, we're going to eat red and orange and yellow and green and white. What color are we missing? I don't think we're missing any colors.
We've got pretty good selection this week.
Yeah, if you have this kind of chop, so you have it chopped, you're making salads, and by the end of the week you're like, oh, it's getting a little dried out, or it looks like it's not quite yummy, something you want to eat raw. You can throw it in with the chicken, some of my stir fry mix, and you have an amazing stir fry with the veggies that are a little old. It's okay. You know, I have a client that we cook for every 2 weeks. And we decided to do that for budgeting purposes and timing. And we're a little bit worried about how the food would last throughout the 2 weeks, but it lasts. If you're getting good organic, high quality stuff, it lasts. And they're able to go 2 weeks eating the food that I make. So obviously there's some things they have to eat right away, and we just make sure that they have an eat first label. I literally label all of their containers with what's in them. It's quite fun. And then there's a whole list on the refrigerator of what's in the refrigerator, and then a note section on how to cook what they're got in the refrigerator, or reheat, or anything they need to add to it, stuff like that. So here is our mix of beautiful red and green cabbage, and I'm going to stop with that amount for the moment because that will be good for us. Okay, this cabbage is really good and yummy mixed with your greens. We got spinach for this household, and you can choose whatever green works for you, or you can just stick with the cabbage. So we've got this going. It's nice and juicy.
I was thinking when you were just talking about all the notes and stuff on there, with all the moms having kids home for school,
Yes.
do people need some help ideas for lunches, or
Yeah,
kind
what
of-
would be better for you guys? What kind of
what do
meals
you,
are you looking for? Even snacks. I was thinking we should do a whole series of snacks. Healthy snacks.
because they could do the salad in a jar, so the kids had
Yeah.
all the stuff, they do a layer
They're
of
really
everything,
fun to make those pretty.
and that way the kids wouldn't have to pull all the stuff out and add it.
That's true. So you can separate out this stuff into your meal prep containers. In fact, I saw at Fred Meyer's the other day. They have a whole kit of kind of like the plasticware that you bought in the beginning. It's a black bottom with a clear top, and these ones had all these different colors. You can even get a different color for each kid. Have them make their 5 lunches for the week in those containers, and they would know. You could label Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday even. You would know exactly what their lunches are done for the week. So if you did the meal prep and then you have that all labeled out for them, so then you're not having to deal with lunchtime. They already have it there. They can pull it out and eat it if you guys want to do a cafeteria lunchtime, but they can still pull out their sack lunch and not have to worry about it. That's a good idea. But yes, let us know what kind of ideas you guys would like, and we will definitely provide that. Okay, let's do some carrots. I love the carrot slice. I'm going to rinse this off in the small mandolin.
Jamie would be interested in snacks for herself and pre-assembled smoothie recipes.
Ooh, yes, that's super good, because then we can do that and put it into the freezer, and you're just pulling a sack out every day of freezer stuff. So I know you have a lot
Oh,
of
that's
fruits.
my blog. I messed up. Detox is next week. This week is smoothies.
Oh. Oops. So this
So yeah,
week,
my blog will be about that.
tomorrow, on our website, Building Your Healthy Foundation, will be a blog on smoothies and why they are so cool. And we will also post that in our group, so you can go click on that link and go straight to it as well. So keep an eye out, and that's going to be on smoothie stuff. I thought I had messed up and posted the smoothie one, or pre-scheduled it, and so I was going to have to go in there and change it, but I'm glad we realized that. So, let's see, I said small for carrots.
Dennis wants his daily warrior smoothie.
Daily War, yes, that was a good one, wasn't it? We found a good smoothie place in Texas that we all liked. We can make all kinds of stuff. And I'm so excited about the broth, because the bone broth, if you add a few spices to it and some ghee, oh my gosh, it's so good in the evenings, and it's starting to cool down. This morning I had all my windows open, thinking that it was going to warm up, which it did finally, but it took a while. And then pretty soon I was cold, cold, cold. If you have kids or you like carrot sticks, I suggest you go down to the end like that and then leave it so you can cut it in carrot sticks. We're just going to chop this up a little bit. If you have kids and you had all this stuff, they do like these veggies, or what veggies they like, chopped up, and we're able to make their own salads into their own colored containers, might be kind of a fun project and a way to get them involved as well. And cutting these things, you know what I used to do for my kids they loved, I'll show you this, is take a carrot, cut off both ends, okay? Make one slice kind of halfway through and down, like that, and then on the other side, do the same, kind of slanted, but to that same point. Okay? So you see that point on the bottom? And then very carefully take out a top piece like this. Come on. Get it all the way down. And then you slice it. And you have hearts.
Oh, cute.
Isn't that cute? So I used to do heart and pinwheels with the little turkey hot dogs that we had. I would cut them, or the sandwiches, and cut them in a way, and then I'd put hearts around it. So those are kind of fun, huh? I'm glad I just thought of that. So there's our hearts. All right, carrots, check. Next is Freya here. It's her favorite part.
I haven't seen her on today.
I know she's back to work. All right, let's do some, actually we're gonna do some celery because it's right here in front of me. The celery, when you wash it, I find you always have to clean out the centers a bit, especially in the organic, which is what we want. And look, all this good stuff we're gonna save. All this scrap, even these ends, even the cabbage, we're gonna throw in this bowl, and we're gonna save with our bones to make bone broth. I'm running out of room. So, let's make sure these are all cleaned out. Oops. That's the onion bucket. Celery in the onion bucket. Do those. I know some people like to eat the leaves, but if not, take them off. Now you can make, at this point, make some celery sticks. Good stuff. You can choose the best ones for making celery with peanut butter or almond butter in them. It's always yummy. There's celery stick. I'm just going to put this all in here. Little scraps for our broth. Just cut that whole thing off there, because we need more brothy stuff. So make some of these into pieces like this for your salads. And if you want to make it fun, you can also use the mandolin. Like this. And I like doing this for my soups also, but you do it sideways. And you have really kind of cool pieces like that. You see those? So sometimes it makes it more, just a little bit more interesting. These look like, what am I thinking of? Star Trek!
Yeah.
It's Star Trek symbols. Let's see how many things we can make out of veggies, different symbols. So we got symbol these. I love cutting it like this when you're gonna put, like, do a grilled, like a tuna salad or a chicken salad with some yummy mayonnaise. You could do that with the green goddess dressing. You could take some of this chicken that we're roasting, chop it up, add some celery, add some peppers, add some capers, and then put the green goddess dressing on it. Oh my gosh, that would be good. Okay, this is getting nice and sizzly. You want some of the juices to cook out because you're going to be adding the coconut milk. And then it's not so, excuse me, juicy. But, oh, that smells good. Let's take a little bite. Lovely. It's done. Our zucchini is cooked. You can cook it more if you'd like it to be a little bit more mushy. But remember, you're going to reheat it probably. So I'm going to turn that off. Open up my coconut milk. How are we doing for time? Oh, perfect. I'm going to cut a few more vegetables, prep our chicken, turn your thing on. You can prep the chicken in the marinated spice. I'll show you how we're going to do that. And then put it in the refrigerator in a container. Actually, ideally, it would be a bag, so you can kind of get all the air out of it and let it marinate overnight as well, or for a couple of days. That's very doable. Oh, look at this. All right. This is yumminess. You could also, if you wanted to, needed to, make this in the Instant Pot. So, what you would want to do is first saute your onions and your zucchini in the pot. I know the Instant Pot brand actually has a saute function. And then you would put your meat in, chop it up so that it's not big chunks, and then set it for like 5 minutes. And it would be done. It would be less, it would be more moisturized, more moisture would be in it. So you may consider once you've opened it, if there's a lot of moisture, to saute again a little bit so you can get some of the moisture out, and then add your coconut milk and you're good to go. But sometimes doing that, if you close it up and cook, then it's containing the heat. So I don't know if we have any more hot days coming up, but that's a way to get rid of the heat, or to cook it outside. Go there. I don't know if you guys can see this. It had such good yummy juices that it even turned the coconut milk a nice tan color. It's so good.
Smells delicious.
It smells amazing. All right. We're good to go with that. And that was a nice quickie thing to have done. Okay, so we have carrots. We have cabbage. I set to the side. I'm going to set the carrots to the side. We have really fun carrots. That's for that. Let's see. I don't need these anymore. Let's do, so you see how to do some celery fun. It's just twisting it a certain way. There are strings on them, so you kind of make sure you're going all the way past it. Get it going. This one's nice and sharp. And again, what I love about doing this is then you just make that into a celery stick. And you're not having to get close to your fingers. Even though you're wearing a glove, it's always nice to consider not getting close to your fingers. And this is fun because it's the same size, it's consistent, and there you go. Yummy stuff. So, let's make a bowl of this. I love these little hearts. Oh, man, just remembering my kids. I know some of you know, but my child is still stuck in Italy. It's rather obnoxious. And we're getting there. We are getting there for sure. And what an adventure he'll have to tell his whole life about being stuck in another country during this crazy pants time. Alright, see? Get down to the end. You can even do this with your knife, so you're not getting to the end too close to your fingers. This is a good thing for the kids to learn. You don't want them to get close to your fingers. They're just chopping the end. And the rest they're using is sticks. So, not a big deal. Okay, I'm going to save those. We got our celery. Nice mix. It smells so good. The thing I love about cutting up vegetables is the smell. Super yummy. So, okay, peppers, my favorite. Find one of those little indents. Make sure your stem is pointed away from where you're going to be cutting, and just roll your knife right through that sucker. Then you pop open, and all of this can go into your saving for broth. Peppers are good, tomatoes, all of these things. When I see them starting to go and I'm not going to be able to use them, throw it in the freezer. People, I know there's lots of people that don't like to waste. That's a perfect way not to waste veggies. Have it in the freezer. And then, I mean, if you get enough, you can also do this if you don't have a carcass. It doesn't matter. You're doing this so you can make your vegetable broth. So, we pop these out. The thing you do want to do, though, is as soon as you're done cutting all this, get it into the freezer. Don't put it in the fridge and wait on it, because it needs to be kept fresh. As fresh can be. So, we have our peppers opened up. Just going to do that. We can also So you've got some rings there, or you can do them with this, and it makes perfect even rings. That's a fun one. Or I like the thicker julienne for the peppers. The thinner julienne can serve a purpose once in a while, but they go really watery for some reason. So this, you just have to be careful with your fingers, even when you have a glove on. Put them there. See, it still makes really small pieces. So you can imagine on the thin one, it makes super, super fine. I'll show you. And they're watery, so they don't keep. And I find mostly the peppers actually keep the best when you are chopping them with a knife. So let's take a peek at what this looks like. It is cool if you're doing it fresh and you want to put it on something. Super fun. See how fine those are? All these different ways of cutting things can make your salads more fun. I know that probably sounds crazy and maybe it's too frou-frou for some of you, but finding joy in the kitchen, finding something that makes it pretty or that makes it goofy looking or something is always a distraction from what you're really doing and if you don't like it. So that's that. You could actually, let's see how this works. To make even hearts. I don't think that's too thick. Look at all the hearts. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, that one's a little broken. Put that to the side. Oh! I lost one in the grate. To the great abyss, that one has disappeared. Alright, we've got peppers. Let's do some more rings. On the thickest part of this, how easy is that? This is great for fajitas. Then you can take that and chop it into smaller chunks. You can cut them into thirds and do this. Pam and I are going to have some very unique salads this week with all these different slices. And the different colors, again, guys, look at these colors. Aren't they beautiful? Oranges and greens, oh my. Now, the one thing you can't cut very well on the mandolin is green onions. So I'm going to rinse the mandolin. So that's very important. And go. Oh, the apple. Remember, when you're doing apple, if you're going to cut it for the coleslaw and you want to make it julienne, you're going to don't cut it open. You're going to use that as your handle. And you go all the way down on one side, turn it, and all the way down again. And that's your julienne apple to go with the coleslaw. Or you cut it into quarters, and then you use your knife to just make little wedges. Yeah. I'm trying to think of how else you would do it. It's kind of cool on the big mandolin. If you want bigger pieces in a salad, like you can put it in here too. It would be yummy. If you were doing this with the mushroom and apple, that actually sounds good. But, so, we've got that. That and that. We have all our vegetables, our nuts, cut veggies, fun, sauces and spices. It's all good. And this does best just in rings. You can do thick or thin. I know some people don't eat the whites. You can definitely save those to go into the broth. These are nice, big, crunchy ones. I'm wondering why my hand feels awkward. Because I don't have my feel here. These in here. They're fun. It's kind of fun when they're this big. They're nice, big rounds. You could do a chopped salad with just everything kind of chopped with the mandolin in these little squares, and then put a dressing of your choice. It's so cool to do salads and be able to add and have a different flavor profile every night with the same ingredients. But if you put an Asian dressing on one day and a Mexican on the next day and a Thai, and go from there. And don't forget golden old-fashioned ranch, which you should make from scratch. And really, the green goddess dressing is the best for that. All right, these are rolling away. Whee. We're gonna put them in there. Look at these cool rings. All right. I love diversity of veggies. I love the diversity of veggies. Sometimes I don't know what I want to make for a client, one in particular. She's like, just surprise me. It's my favorite thing to do because then I go into the grocery store and I pick out vegetables first based on what I see that looks amazing. And then I can go pick out the proteins and create. So sometimes that's the best time to create is when you're under the gun and ready to do something different. So I'm going to move all of these lovely things over here and bring out our super cool beer barbecue chicken. To get I think they've been sitting in the water for a nice bath for a while. Let's see. Oh, I'm out of bowls. Put these in here. I'm gonna make carrots. They're so cute. And our apple and our peppers off. Okay, I need to be at the sink for just a moment. I'll be right back. These are nice. Get frosted there. So what's okay? So here's our chickens, and we need to dry them off. So I'm going to get some paper towels, because that's how the spices will stick to them better. So number one, just use paper towels, and nice and dry, pretty funny. Well guys, and these beauties, guess where they came from? My favorite meat farm, Newland Ranch, and they have turkeys, guys. Turkeys are on order right now for Thanksgiving. If you want a Thanksgiving turkey that is going to be sublime, you should get on the waiting list, and they will let you know when it is ready. They're super yummy and awesome, and don't miss out. So get on that list now. All right, this nice and open cavity here, you can stuff some rosemary in there. You can stuff a lemon, but I think with the beer, we'll just stick with beer because the lemon is another thing that you can put in it to tenderize. But yeah, hold on, I'm going to wash my hands so I can touch the spice jar. I took the gizzards and stuff out because I'm just going to throw that into my bones and my veggies when I make the broth. So we don't need those toasted. But what am I doing? This is lovely. I think the best thing would be to get a bowl, because then I can dip my hands into it. So I'm going to take, this is the barbecue leg rub that we used on the chicken legs that we did. I've got, for 2 chickens, I put about a 1/4 cup in the bowl. I'm using that so that I can stick my hands in it and not feel like I gotta go wash them every time I get in and out. So get a nice amount of spice, put some in the cavity, just start massaging your chicken. You want to get it nice and coated, and make sure that the outside was dry, so that this will stick and not, then your skin will get sticky too. I mean sticky, crunchy, that's what I'm trying to say. Woo, this is good stuff. I don't know that I've ever massaged a chicken butt for doing this. It's pretty funny. These are amazing, meaty birds, and I probably saw this one running around over 4th of July. That's where we were for the holiday. So when you pull the gizzards and stuff out of the chicken, if you do that and you don't want to cook it, no worries. Just put it in a bag and throw it in the freezer, and then you're going to put it in the broth, and that way you're not having to touch it. That's one of my biggest issues. When you cook it and then you have to pull it out and do whatever with it. So if you just put it straight into it, a lot of times they're in a package. In these ones they're not. But alright, we're just going to let that baby sit there a minute. And I actually used that whole 1/4 cup just on one lovely chicken. There he goes. But that'll do. Okay, you're going to open your can of beer, which I'm not going to do right now, and you're going to stick the chicken on it like so. Take all the spices out. And then you're going to put that on the grill, and I believe I said 400 for an hour. And okay, there you go. So if you want to wrap this up right now and put it in the refrigerator and then take it out in a couple of days, it'll be so yum. And I'm touching it too much. So don't over touch it, because then the spice just falls off. Just do this. When it's on the grill, you can add some more spice. So it's really cool when you dry it like that, then the skin gets crunchy. So it's super yummy. And the first thing you'll want to do is eat the wings off of it to test it out. And you're good to go. And then you can dispose of the beer, because it will be hot and boiling. Wow. That's it. Easy peasy. And we'll show you the progress of our chickens when we cook them. So, get that cleaned off.
You have a picture of one that you did. We
I
could post.
do, and I will post that shortly. They look pretty silly, but they're super yum. Alrighty? Well, guys, there's your hour. We made more than 3 meals because these chickens are going to be several different kinds of salads with all the really cool vegetables you chopped. We've got this, which is going to go over your cauliflower rice or your regular rice or rice noodles or something yummy that you like. And enjoy. If you have any questions, you can always ask them here, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. And Pam wants to say something. Come on over.
Let's talk. So for those that didn't get us in the beginning, we are letting you know that we're doing a restart or cleanse in September. So all of the cooking classes will be in the cleanse private group, the 21-day restart. We'll be cooking the recipes that are in the cleanse. So if you want to be a part of the cleanse and get those recipes, just put hashtag I am in at the bottom.
Yep.
Because
We'll send you the registration stuff.
we have been giving you 6 months worth of free recipes.
Yeah.
So
if you need to go back to those for the month of September, do that, because they're there.
Options, but we look forward to your support. We do need to do things to bring in income, not just free recipes.
We can do it for free all the time.
We do. We
Yeah.
do. We love giving you so much stuff and so much information. But if you really want to get a restart and not wait till the beginning of the year, or all of your New Year's resolutions went out the window in March, or some people said in January.
Yeah.
Then if you want to just, it's a super easy.
It's all
cleanse.
food, guys. There's no products. We're not pushing anything except for us. We are your cheerleaders. We want to encourage you and to answer any questions, and just we'll build a team that is going to be doing this all together. Pam and I are going to do it as well. And so we just want to kind of get that kick-started. We've had so many people that are saying, I need to do something, and it's just so hard. And so we created this to just help us reset for the fall and get going. And it's actually something we'll be doing probably twice a year now, how this works out. So one point, not saying is
fall
that
is a really good time.
fall and spring are the best times. It's $297 for this one. If this works out and we can get it going, the price will have to go up next time. But we wanted to do this and get this out to you, our very loyal customers who've been following us all along, and we want to do this for you. And then we're going to have to be raising our prices because somebody told us we need to start making money.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. So, love you guys, and we will see you next time on Cooking with Pam and Amy, mostly me.